Alright, let's kick things off old school with The Net. This techno thriller dropped way back in 1995, when floppy disks were hot tech and the internet was basically witchcraft to most people. Sandra Bullock stars as Angela Bennett, a super-skilled systems analyst who spends her life behind a computer screen. She accidentally uncovers a digital backdoor tied to an underground cyber-terrorist group, and boom, her entire identity gets wiped. Her bank account's records, even the government thinks she doesn't exist. Suddenly, her quiet life turns into a paranoid sprint through a digital nightmare.
When you make it reality, what we choose.
According to the Department of Motor Vehicles, you're Ruth Marks.
They've disputed my information and my fingerprints.
Infiltrating her life.
I don't understand. Why me?
And erasing her identity.
Now, is some of the tech kinda goofy by today's standards? Absolutely. But that's also what makes it such a fun retro ride. It's basically the movie that predicted online identity theft before any of us were worried about Amazon passwords. Bullock carries this thing with total conviction. You really feel her panic as her world fades pixel by pixel. This one is perfect for anyone who loves old-school suspense with that 90s sheen of paranoia coating it. Next, we're shifting gears and continents with The Shadow Strays. This one is a straight-up wild Indonesian action ride from Timo Tjahjanto, the same guy who gave us The Night Comes for Us. Here we've got a teenage assassin known only as 13, who screws up a hit and ends up playing reluctant protector to a young boy hunted by a ruthless syndicate. Cue a non-stop blend of raw emotion, breakneck fight choreography, and oh yeah, gallons of blood.
Kita datang untuk menetralisir, bukan untuk menolong atau bernegosiasi. Ini titik 13.
If you've seen The Raid or anything out of Jakarta's action scene, you know what to expect. Blistering close-quarters combat, insane camera work, and a rhythm that just doesn't let you breathe. The story is pretty familiar. Haunted killers seeking redemption through innocence, but Tjahjanto cranks the execution to 11. It's like Leon the Professional meets John Wick if both were hooked on adrenaline and filmed with a GoPro strapped to chaos itself. Sure, the emotional beats don't always land. This one prioritizes impact over intimacy, but the craftsmanship is undeniable. Every punch hurts. Every knife swing feels like it cuts the air in half, so if you crave an action flick that lives and dies by its choreography, The Shadow Strays is pure, bloody poetry. And for number 4, strap in, because Havoc is an absolute banger. Directed by Gareth Evans, this movie is like if Heat and Infernal Affairs had a love child that got dropped in the middle of a storm-soaked, crime-riddled city. Tom Hardy plays Detective Patrick Walker, a man drowning in corruption and ultraviolence who gets tangled in a drug operation that spirals wildly out of control after a busted heist. This thing is intense. We're talking tight hallways, slick gunfights, bone-shattering hand-to-hand scenes, the kind of action Evans built his name on. Hardy goes full gritty here, balancing bulldog energy with internal despair. You feel that weight of exhaustion in him. It's John Wick's emotional damage meets The Departed's grime. It doesn't reinvent every crime thriller trope. I mean, it's heavy and brutal, and character depth takes a hit. But my god, the atmosphere? The tension? Unreal. Forrest Whitaker's presence adds gravitas, Timothy Olyphant brings bite, and the cinematography turns rain into a weapon. If you're in the mood for something brooding, unrelenting, and brutal in the best way, Havoc is your fix. Alright, number 3, we have The Gray Man, Netflix's most expensive action flick to date, and yeah, you can see every penny on screen. Ryan Gosling plays Sierra 6, a top-tier CIA assassin who uncovers a little too much about his employers and instantly becomes public enemy number 1. Enter Chris Evans, rocking the most chaotic mustache in streaming history as the psychopathic hitman Lloyd Hansen hired to hunt him down. What follows is a globe-trotting cat-and-mouse chase packed with drone shots, explosions, and one extremely angry tram scene through Prague that's pure cinematic junk food.
That even his most loyal allies won't hesitate to drop a dime. Every grade A wet team from here to Reykjavik will be vying for the prestige of killing the infamous Sierra 6. They can kill anybody.
Now let's be honest. It doesn't reinvent the spy thriller. If you've seen Bourne Ultimatum or even Extraction, you've walked these streets before. The plot's predictable, and the emotional beats don't always land. But let's not kid ourselves. It's still a massive dose of popcorn adrenaline. Gosling brings this cold, almost sardonic charm. Evans clearly loves playing the villain. And Ana de Armas gets some solid backup moments that could have easily stolen the movie with a few more minutes of screen time. The Russos direct this like they've wired the camera to a caffeine IV. Every sequence looks like a video game cutscene on steroids. It's pure spectacle. Loud, stylish, effortless to watch. If you want deep narrative, maybe skip it. But if you want a sleek, globe-hopping joyride where everyone's got perfect hair mid-explosion, The Gray Man is calling your name. Sliding into the number 2 slot is The Peacemaker, which takes us straight back to that golden age of 90s political action thrillers. You know, pre-smartphone, post-Cold War, big suits and bigger explosions era. George Clooney and Nicole Kidman headline as a military colonel and a nuclear expert who have to unravel a mess of stolen Russian warheads before someone turns Manhattan into a mushroom cloud.
Good guys, it's us. We chase the bad guys. And they don't wear black hats. You've been the boss for more than 2 weeks. You'll know that.
3 weeks.
From the get-go, this movie rockets into action. A train crash sequence in Russia that still slaps hard 25 years later, and it barely lets up. It's that old-school blockbuster energy, where people solve world-ending problems with faxes, briefcases, and sheer charisma. Clooney, in his late ER era, oozes confidence, while Kidman's sharp and fearless as the brain leading the operation. They've got great restrained chemistry, not a romance, just mutual respect under fire, which honestly makes the tension hit harder. Sure, some of the story beats are predictable. It borrows generously from the Tom Clancy playbook, but it's stylish, straightforward, and tightly directed. There's something refreshing about watching an action movie that feels practical instead of digital. The chases, explosions, and helicopter stunts are all real-deal stuff. If you miss the days when heroes just outran nukes and bureaucracy with nothing more than a wristwatch and grit, The Peacemaker is like cinematic comfort food with a ticking clock attached. And taking the final spot, the bang-for-your-buck high-octane powerhouse, Shooter. This one's the full package for action thriller fans. Mark Wahlberg as Bob Lee Swagger, a reclusive ex-Marine sniper who's lured out of hiding to stop an assassination plot, only to get framed for the exact thing he tried to prevent. Classic setup, and it works beautifully.
Oh, it's a trap every time. Question is for whom?
I have something you want.
Where are we meeting?
Somewhere I can see you.
The first act hooks you with that paranoia-drenched setup. Swagger alone in the woods, betrayed by the system that made him. Once he's on the run, the movie shifts gears into this edge-of-your-seat revenge sprint. That's part fugitive, part Bourne Identity, and all Marky Mark intensity. There's nothing subtle about it. Every sniper scene is choreographed with surgical precision, and the tension's dialed to 11. It's also got one of the most satisfying shoot-back finales you'll find in 2000 cinema. Now, does it lean into cliché? Totally. Government corruption, double crosses, one-man army justice. It's all here. But it also nails what those tropes feel like when they're firing on all cylinders. Loud, proud, righteous chaos. Wahlberg's Swagger is the perfect mix of wounded soldier and calculated tactician. It's the kind of movie that's impossible not to cheer for by the end. If you want an old-school, patriotic revenge flick with tactical precision and righteous fury, Shooter never misses its mark. And that wraps the list of 6 mind-blowing action thrillers on Netflix you need to watch ASAP. Drop a comment with your favorite from the list or the one you think deserves a sequel. And don't forget to smash that like, sub, and notification bell so you don't miss the next movie drop.